this album, I have a good feeling about it. Hello guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Kian, welcome or maybe welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I've decided to react to the new album by an artist that I really love. It's Anderson Paak with his album Ventura, which interestingly enough comes only a few months after his previous album, which was called Oxnard. As I've said, I really like Anderson Paak. I loved Malibu. It's an album that I return to still quite often nowadays. It was a really good album. That's the one that helped me discover Anderson Paak, and I also really appreciated also his work with producer Knowledge on the No Worries album. And Oxnard, I have to say, it's an interesting case, the album, because he delved much more into hip-hop influences on this album, and that was a nice change. I thought it was quite different from Malibu, and I appreciated that change. It felt really natural, but a lot more hip-hop, which is something that doesn't bother me at all. He already kind of did that on the No Worries album, which was a collaboration, as I've said before. But the thing is with Oxnard is that I loved all of the singles from this album. I mean, all of the singles were pure bangers. The album in itself, I did not return to it very much. It's not an album that I really appreciated that much. So I'm quite happy that we have an album soon after. I actually really like that an artist doesn't decide to take, a few years off. I think it's absolutely fine if an artist do. I'd rather have someone who takes the time to work on its music rather than release an album every 2 years and be like, this will do. I'm really excited about Ventura because the two singles we got from it for now made it seem like it was going to be a very soulful album. That's something that I really like. I don't think he's going back totally to his Malibu sound, which is totally fine. So anyway, the two first single I really appreciate, so I'm excited about listening to this album, and I'll jump straight to it. I hope you will enjoy this reaction video and that you'll have some reactions of your own to share after it. There's really a very old school, almost retro influence to this song. Oh, that little flute. Those background vocals sound incredible. You're all I need, all of me on my knees, normally harmony, bumblebee, hummingbird, I'm a nerd, study you, what do you, WWF? I'm begging now, pretty please, with cherries on top, Harry, wet, swap, Harry, get up, man, don't give up, and if your gut tells you destruct, then I'll hail you a car, but what man won't beg? Well, that is how you start an album, by including Andre 3000 on it. I mean, that's not even that, but I'm really surprised by this. It definitely delves into something new here, and something old, since it's really reminiscent of song from the 60s. I get kind of a Motown influence on this. It reminded me of songs by Marvin Gaye, kind of. I love Marvin Gaye, so that's the only example I had in my mind. Or maybe, Bobby Womack. It really just, not his voice, because he has a voice that I feel like is very contemporary. I don't know, maybe that's not a good word for it. But the instrumental and the background vocals and just the overall atmosphere of this first track, it really felt like something from the 60s. And I forgot to say something before starting listening to the album. Something that really excites me about this album are the fucking guests. Because, I mean, we just Andre 3000. Hearing a verse from him on a song is always something we all love. I know we do. But he also has Smokey Robinson on his album. I mean, come on, we're talking about a legend here. Lala Hathaway, who is a great singer. Nate Dogg, who is a legendary rapper. Most importantly, he has two singers that I really love and that I feel like we haven't heard from in quite a while. Jasmine Sullivan and Brandy. Brandy. I mean, Brandy is so fucking dope. Where is she? Like, we need new music. I'm still listening to Full Moon on repeat since 2004. Anyway, I'm excited to listen to the Brandy song, but it's track number 9 and we are track number 2 right here that we've already heard, and it's a great track, it's Make It Better featuring Smokey Robinson. Clearly there's a Motown 60s influence on the entire album. It's obvious on this track, and it features Smokey Robinson, so of course. Okay, this is not the chorus, but that's the part I'm talking about. And the instrumental, there's so much musicality on this album so far, and I fucking love it. Crazy because Smokey Robinson and Anderson Paak, when I first heard the song, I didn't know where they were singing. Like, Smokey Robinson just sounds like Anderson Paak's lower register. I don't know if it makes sense, but really, that's a great call to me. I like that the instrumental slowly disappeared and then you only have their voices and the violin. It's beautiful. I really love this song. It's just beautiful and fun to listen to, and it makes you feel good, and it's just really great music to me, and I absolutely love it. I think it's also pretty straightforward lyrically. You totally understand what Anderson Paak is talking about. He's talking directly to his lover, to his partner, and I think it's super cool because when you listen to that, you clearly can tell that he's talking to someone else, but you can just imagine him being in front of this person and talking to her. So this is a really good song. This is a really good song, and this might be one of my favorite songs of 2019 so far. We'll see at the end of the year, but I really love this song, and it's perfect for the summer, I think. Like this album, I have a good feeling about it. Ooh! Oh, this is nice. Something I love about Anderson Paak is that he's also a great drummer. If you haven't seen Anderson Paak live, well, I haven't seen live, but I've seen a few of his performances, that's what I mean. If you haven't seen a few of his performances, please check that out because it's worth it, and fuck, the beat is changing. What the fuck? I really didn't think Anderson Paak would dance really into disco. I mean, you could feel like 70s and 60s influence on Malibu and even on the previous album, Venice, but this is so cool. Is that an Erykah Badu reference? See you next lifetime? Well, I mean, other artists have said that too, so maybe I'm out of reach. The strings on this record, like the violin you can hear, it reminds me so much of songs by Bonnie M, and this is so much fun to listen to. Who the hell handled the production on this track? It was so amazing. I felt like I was at Studio 54 or something like that. I just need to re-listen to the transition between the two parts when the beat changed, because I was talking, so I didn't fully enjoy it. I mean, I was reacting on the drums here. Oh, this is so fucking good. Okay, next track, because this is really good now. This is not some super conventional extra slick talk meant to convince you I'm master. This is not some super conventional extra slick talk. This is a way to open a track. The rhythm, just the rhythm and the drums on these tracks, the bass lines, it's intoxicating. I just love the delivery so much. Can we re-listen to that? This is so good. I just love how he mixes old school and retro influences and very contemporary influences. I guess I have this word on my mouth for the fucking entire video. I just love how he mixes influence that are from another time, that mostly from the 60s, that very Motown sound on this album, and influences that are very from 2019. It's really cool because he does it extremely well. For example, on this track, Winner Circle, to me it was obvious and it was done very, very, very beautifully, because the entire instrumental definitely felt like something from another time, except for the bridge that to me sounded really something that is more from now. But you had this instrumental that was really retro, that could definitely have been made in the 60s. It could be just a huge sample, this entire song. I know it isn't, but it could have been. And then the way he delivers his lyrics on this track and the rap part, and by the way, he's such a great rapper. How can you be such a great musician, singer, rapper, songwriter, producer, drummer? I mean, it's not fair. Leave a bit of your talents to other people. We want it. But to go back to what I was saying, yeah, he has a way to deliver his verses, and that was really from now. It's totally something you could hear on different songs now. But then the chorus with the beep boop 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 cha cha and ta da da, I do it very well, as you can see. I said it, I'm not the good singer here. It really does feel like something that could have been made in the 60s too. So I really just love how he mixes influences. It sounds beautiful. It reminds me of Stevie Wonder a bit too. I don't know. I'm gonna throw names of artists during the entire video, but this track, I really, really loved it. The little flute and the brass instruments that he used to, it sounded so good. Okay, I'm excited about this track because it features Jasmine Sullivan. Oh, this is gonna be like a slow burner or something. That voice. That's one fucking incredible singer, an artist, and songwriter right here. Deserves so much more. What? 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 It's already... What? It was only 1 minute and 30 seconds. Long or short, I mean. I really thought it was going to be that kind of R&B duet from the 90s or the 2000s, not musically but lyrically, where you have, a male vocalist and a female vocalist who just exchange and they talk, and she's playing his partner and they just talk about their relationship. I really thought it was going to be that type of a song, but it was like only 1 minute 30, and I mean, it was good, but it was way too short. Come on, man. It could have been a full song, for real. Why is it so short? I do respect when people, when artists decide to make shorter songs, because I like when a song doesn't overstay its welcome. But this song was more than welcome, so come on! It definitely has to do like a longer version of that live or something, because I really, really need it. This one is called Yada Yada, and I don't know what it means. When the bass come in an Anderson Paak song, it's always such a feeling, like it's such a high. Whoa, wait, the transition between the two tracks, I'm gonna have to listen to this again. First, I gotta say something about Yada Yada. I felt like this song was quite different from the rest of the songs on the album, because there was more of 90s influence to it. It didn't feel like the 60s influence you had on the other tracks. It definitely felt more like something from Malibu or even Oxnard. And I really appreciated the song, and I also thought that lyrically it was a bit different. The first few songs on the album talked about his relationship with his partner and difficulties in this relationship, or the good sides also of the relationship. I felt like on this track it was more talking about his upcoming and the struggle he went through before becoming the artist he is today and have the platform he has today. He was talking about open mics. It was an interesting song. It helped bring more variety to this album, and I really appreciate that. Now I'm gonna listen to King James, which is a song that I already love, but I have to listen to that transition first. Oh, nice. If they build a wall, let's jump the face, I'm over it. This song live must be so good. First off, musically, this song is great. It's really catchy. When he released that as a single, first off, it was a bit of a surprise because I didn't expect music from Anderson Paak so soon. But it's so catchy, and it's really in going back to his roots, to the Malibu roots. Like, this is definitely what a song that could have been on Malibu, but it has something a bit new, something exciting that I really like. But this song, King James, I think, is mostly very interesting lyrically. It's a song that is kind of a tribute to LeBron James. It's quite straightforward about this, and this is something that I really like actually about Anderson Paak's lyrics. Is if he's talking about politics or if he's talking about a relationship, it's very straightforward. You can totally understand that what he's talking about, and that's something that I really do love about his music and his lyrics. So this song is kind of a tribute to LeBron James, not as a basketball player, but as a person, as an activist. And it's interesting because it's a very, very political song, and it's not only about LeBron James. He talks about it, but he uses this kind of a tribute to talk about a lot of different things. I mean, the lyric that I was talking about at the beginning of the song, if they build a wall, we jump over it, or something like this. It's just so smart because it's a song about LeBron James, and I mean, I'm not gonna break down the lyric for you to realize how smart and how funny actually it is. And then on the second verse, he's talking about taking a knee, and he's talking about Colin Kaepernick in particular. So I think it's a very, very smart song, and there's so many different layers to that song. But at the same time, as I said, it's pretty straightforward. When you really listen to the lyrics and you really read the lyrics, and I'm sure when you look at the meaning of it on Genius, you think, oh, okay, I missed that reference, so I definitely will check that because I clearly missed a few references, but it's still very straightforward and you can totally understand what he's talking about. No, I'm rambling, but you understood what I was trying to say, and great song, very smart lyrically. Ooh. Ooh, the bass! Oh! I don't know who this singer is, but she sounded perfect on this track. I have to say, I'm confused, but in the best of ways, because on the first part of the album, the songs were definitely influenced by Motown, by 60s and 70s sound and disco. Then you've got the last few songs that were a lot more inspired by 90s hip-hop and R&B. And this one, Chosen One, to me was like a mix of so many influences. You could feel a 90s influence, especially at the end of the song. The way the voices in the background was kind of distorted really reminds me of hip-hop songs from the 90s, especially G-Funk. And the bass line also really reminded me of songs from the 90s, but then you had an influence that almost reminded me of the 80s and the New Jack Swing, and you had also little influence from the 60s. I mean, it was a big, magical, musical mess. It was not even a mess, it was extraordinary. It was so catchy too. This one is really, really special in my opinion. Whoa, I mean, come on, this was great. And the next track is one that I'm very excited about it. It's the one featuring Brandy. I really hope this is not gonna be 1 minute long. Oh no, it's okay, it's 3 minutes long. Yeah. She was a fan, but a friend didn't care. I like the ones who buy their own damn beer. Cheap black pair, baby jet black hair. Bought the drinks and I paid no care. Oh. Brandy's voice. Brandy's voice. Brandy's voice just takes me back to the early 2000s immediately. Ah, fuck, this is... I'm gonna overreact to this. Oh, this voice! Fuck, this is a good outro too. It's a bop. I mean, it really is a bop. It's so good. Shit. And we really need Brandy to make a comeback. Like, this type of music suits her perfectly. I mean, she can do anything for what it's worth. I'll be there. We need that sweet and soulful voice. We really need it. Oh, this is cool. Don't be ashamed, don't close the door. Happens to everyone. I know this. Pharrell produced that track. I mean, do you hear what I hear? This is a Pharrell production. I can totally tell. This was a fun little song. Okay, This one features Nate Dogg.
It's the rap singer, the hook guy, real live convict son of a cat. Hard man, star, room so cold. Hey, what can we do? Yeah, what can we do? What can I do? What can we do, baby?
Wait. I did not expect that kind of a song. I thought that since he really mixed influences on this track, we would get like really a G-Funk song. It sounds like something from, once again, the 60s or the 70s, maybe a bit more the 70s. It reminds me of music from the movie Jackie Brown. You probably know this film by Quentin Tarantino because it's quite famous. It was made in the late 90s, but it was inspired by blaxploitation films that were mostly made in the late 60s and early 70s. If I remember well, you can correct me on that because I don't know my full history, but it really reminds me of songs from this film.
That's when the change comes. That's when the games come.
This is perfect.
That's when the walls come tumbling down. Yeah. Time to grow up and turn around.
It's crazy. It's crazy because the song and everything about this song clearly sounds like something from the 60s and the 70s, including Nate Dogg's voice, but Nate Dogg's voice also has something so 90s about it.
What can we do? Yeah, to make it feel just like it used to feel. What can we do? 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 Damn, man, you sound good than a motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he sounds like, dude, that motherfucker. Like, I mean, God, sorry about that.
Hey, bro, where you going? Let me go. Hey.
Oh my god. Oh. Anderson Paak, what did you do? I get a question though. Where did they find those Nate Dogg's vocals? Anderson Paak works with Dr. Dre a lot. I mean, he's kind of his protege or something. So I suppose Dr. Dre had the vocals because, well, Nate Dogg died in like 2012. How could it work so well? I mean, it really blows my mind. I don't know how it's possible that level of chemistry. Oh god, I'm so speechless right now. I need to wrap up this video because I'm making no sense. This was something really special. What can we do? The level of chemistry between Anderson Paak and Nate Dogg was special, really. I'm usually kind of skeptical when an artist collaborates with an artist who has passed a few years ago. I mean, we've seen this with Drake making a song with Aaliyah, or Chris Brown making a song with Aaliyah too, even though I like the song. You could tell that there wasn't much magic to it, but here it works perfectly. I mean, for a second I forgot Nate Dogg even passed away. It was a very powerful last track. This album was really good. I mean, that's all that I can say about it. It was really good. I wasn't a fan of Oxnard, but this one, it's incredible. It's so much fun to listen to. It's extremely well produced. The musicality on this album is outstanding. It's so beautiful, it's so great to listen to. I love the mix of different influences on it. I really love that he decided to make an album that was mostly inspired by Motown music or music from the 60s and the early 70s, a bit of disco too. I really like it because it brings something different to his music. It's not something extremely surprising from him, like those influences were always in his music, but here he really embraced them. It sounds great. He sounds great, all of the guests sound great. And I've rarely seen such a perfect selection of guests. Really a great album. I can't wait to listen to this again. I think this is gonna be on every rotation, I'm not gonna lie. Really extremely pleased with that. I didn't expect something so good from Anderson Paak just a few months after Oxnard, but this to me is really special. So now it's time for my highlights on this album, and I think that you probably know which one I'm gonna pick, but still I'm gonna tell you which tracks I really loved on this one. I think the first highlight is gonna be Jet Black, because this was a very good song. I really appreciated the 70s influence on it, but also Brandy coming in. The chemistry worked perfectly with Anderson Paak. Then I'm gonna pick What Can We Do because obviously I kind of overreacted to this one, but this is a very, very special song in my opinion, and this is probably gonna become one of Anderson Paak's most memorable track, I think. And finally, I'm gonna pick Make It Better because I'm really, really enjoying this song at the moment. It's, as I've said, one of my favorite songs of 2019 so far, probably. I just love the chemistry with Smokey Robinson. Once again, works very well, and just the delivery and yeah, everything on this track is just so cool, so fun to listen to. It's so nice, it's very smooth. Just, I really love it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you Anderson Paak for making this album because we don't thank artists enough, but this one, I'm gonna thank you for this one, I think, because it really does sound like something I'm gonna listen all summer long, and we're only in April, so summer is gonna start early thanks to that record, so thank you Anderson Paak. Thank you again for watching this video, to you too. I hope you will have some reactions of your own to share. I can't wait to hear your thoughts about this album. But I really want to hear your thoughts about the album and also about things that I could have said, maybe references that I've missed. I don't know, just say whatever you want. I'm looking forward to read your reactions. Thank you again for watching this video. I'll see you next time, but in the meantime, take care guys.